Hi, happy Sunday. I hope you are doing fine and I hope you are safe. I know it's been a really tough week here in the DMV area. As we know, Wednesday uh, evening, a military helicopter that was carrying three soldiers near the Reagan Airport in DC. Um, Collided and crashed with an American Airlines plane. And this plane carried about 60 passengers, um, which included crew members, labor unions, um, lawyers, educators, and these very well known and popular figure skating members as well. And no one survived this terrible uh, crash. It's the deadliest air crash on American soil since 9/11. Um, Many bodies have been recovered in the Potomac River. The plane had taken off from Kansas and they were literally right there. Like, once you get to the Potomac, you're in DC, and they were just really a few minutes destined to land. Um, I know some of the family members were saying in some of their interviews that they received messages saying they were just about to land. Um, they were waiting for them, at the gates, and from it's just really sad. And then uh, the helicopter, it was on a training flight at the time, like a military training flight. And from what I saw, and looking at all the visuals, and it it, it was the impact was so quick, but it just looked like the helicopter just ran straight into the plane. Um, I'm not sure if it was a mechanical error, if it was a communication error, a human error, I don't know. But I just can't understand how an airplane can come just directly into contact like that, into the aircraft. That evening, I was asleep when the crash happened. I didn't hear anything, and which it's really shocking because I literally live just a few miles from the DC airport. I always hear, planes, helicopters, jets, but I didn't hear any explosion at all. And I think because the plane, even though the impact that was really quick, but like when the plane and the helicopter ended up falling into the Potomac, um, that's probably why I didn't hear anything, because it literally fell into the water, so there was not really that much of an explosion um, to hear, because of the impact within the water. um, and I've been to DCA so many times, traveling to visit family, picking up, dropping off family, traveling for work, and all I ever fly is either American or Delta. I was reading about one of the flight attendants, Ian Epstein. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, but he is remembered by so many passengers from like years ago. But Ian, it was someone who just made everyone comfortable, He was like a jokester, according to everyone, and those who felt uncomfortable, on a plane, he would make them feel just 100% comfortable from beginning to end. And he would always leave with like a word of encouragement on the speaker, when they were heading back home. And those who know him say there's just no other place that he would want to be than where he was. And from the looks of it, he really died doing what he truly loved to do. The recovery team and the dive team, they're out here each and every morning just hoping and working to recover all of the bodies. I know the black boxes were recovered, and I hope, with this recovery, with the black box recovery, I'm hoping it will lead to answers, to what led up to this disaster, because with the black box, they're able to gather, the voice and data information. But this will definitely, I hope, will definitely bring some closure to the families. And my condolences all go out to all of the families and the victims. Working in aircraft and aviation, it's a really tough job. And once the door closes, all you have are each other, whether it's the pilot, whether it's the crew members, whether it's the passengers. That's it once it closes. But I hope and pray that this situation just leads to answers to be learned from. So God bless all the victims, and I hope and pray that there will be some answers given. And I know a few days later, the devastating Philadelphia crash that occurred, and they were literally they were taken off within less than a minute, and the plane just exploded, literally, in the middle of the street too. And I know they were taking a child from one of the Philadelphia's children's hospitals, so back home. Their final destination was in Mexico. So I pray for all of the families that were affected by another devastation in Philly. And I just hope those that have all been impacted by this devastation I hope the families will receive some type of closure. But today I just wanted to briefly discuss a topic that's been on my mind, which is to take a chance. So, what does it mean to take a chance? Taking a chance, in my eyes, is when you take one step before knowing what the next one is. It really means living by faith. Sometimes in life, you just have to take a chance. At some point in our lives, and you may have experienced it, where you know that there's something more out there, something is really meant for you. Entering into a new situation without any idea of the outcome, it can be really scary because it involves entering unfamiliar or unpredictable places. But you can grow and discover new things about yourself. Be open to new ideas and discover new dreams and opportunities. Why not? Do what you dream of doing. When you dream and wish, but do nothing, then nothing will happen. By not taking a chance should never be an option in your life. Step out and find out. And that's going to require you to be brave, to be courageous, and step into what's meant for you, even if you don't understand it at the moment. Even if you're not sure, to take a chance. Because you'll never find out if you'll succeed if you're not willing to take a chance on it. Taking a chance allows you to really see the world as it is, rather than seeing it how you imagined it to be. If you are wondering what steps that you need to take, or that you should take to take a chance, here are some ways that I feel will help guide you. Live by faith. Every day we operate in faith. An example is when we're on a plane, we take a chance. You normally might come up once in a while in your mind, but you normally just don't think that the plane is just going to collapse. But you have faith the plane will reach your destination smoothly. This is no different when God wants us to put our faith in Him, to leave it in His hands, to believe in His will, and just enjoy the journey. Keep your word. There isn't anything that is more honorable in my eyes than one who keeps their word, because it says a lot about you and who you are when you stay true to your word. If you say you're going to take a chance, then do it, and don't push it back for later. Your word is your honor. Think positively. So many people have really blocked their blessings just because of how they think. When you take a chance, you have to always be optimistic. Positive thinking leads to positive results. Negative thinking leads to negative results. Our thoughts, our words, our actions, they are all connected. Prepare for change. Change and growth are a big part of life. For things to change, it's going to require you to change. My father, he once said, and I've taken this with me throughout my lifetime, or throughout my journey, but he said, never be afraid of change, but be afraid to stay the same. when you take a chance, you prepare for a change. It might require you to say no, to leave others confused, to change your lifestyle, to change your outlook, or your environment. But change is progress. And it's the one thing that's going to lead you to full development. Embrace opportunities. When you embrace opportunities, you create a path for really an amazing experience and an amazing journey. Embracing opportunities allows you, and it gives you that chance to become and exercise your innovative and creative skills. It also challenges you to think even greater. So always be aware of each and every opportunity that comes across you and try not to overlook them. Learn to step away. Sometimes you have to take a chance and just walk away or step away, even when it comes to your social environment and friends. It's always going to be easy to physically walk away, but sometimes your mind and your body could still be at that place. I remember when I had to detach with some of my childhood friends. In the beginning, it was really hard, and it was very different. But had I not taken that step in stepping away, I may not have had the same life experiences as I did. So always learn to step away from environments that you know are not for you, are not healthy, are destructive, are toxic. Those are the areas that you should and that you need to walk away from. Embrace any fear. I think the reason a lot of people don't take a chance is because they fear failure. Failing at something and being a failure are two complete different things. You're never a failure as long as you take a chance and refuse to quit. And it's easy to step out and take a chance when you feel comfortable, but the real challenge is when you don't feel comfortable. Fear never goes away, especially when you're taking a chance. But you gain courage to do what you're meant to do, even while you're still afraid. You never get any type of victory from anything really in life by running away from it. The only way to gain victory is to take a chance, confront it, go through it, and conquer it. And then you realize that a lot of the things that you did fear or that you once feared weren't as bad as you pictured it to be. And what's interesting is sometimes fear can also be encouraging. for us. An example that I can give is, during the summertime, here in the DMV area, you'll see a lot of construction going on. And I've seen construction workers on these really tall skyscrapers, buildings, and I always realize, oh my God, they're taking a huge risk, with with what they do. But in order for them to do what they do, they have to take a chance. Besides the skills that they need in toolery or machinery, they also need fear to keep them focused and centered. Fear from the risks of falls, fear from the risk of objects that could fall on them, fear of injuries, fear of being electrocuted, fear of exposure to all of these different types of chemicals and dusts. There are fears that we need, like healthy fears, that keeps us alert and keeps us really pushing and going. So you should never fear anything that you know fits you or is meant for you in your calling. And last but not least is to take a chance. If you're questioning anything in your life, ask yourself, is it time to take a chance? Too many people live their lives regretting what they should have, could have, but didn't. I know an example I can give is like my family. They're always saying things like, Kiki, why don't you take a chance? Why don't you try again? There's a whole world out there. Step out, So it's something that I know I need to work on, getting out of that comfort zone and just maybe try exploring the world a little bit more, but just taking a step, taking a chance, is something that's good for you. And that's definitely something that I'm trying to do myself this year. So, but you can have all of the desires in the world, but if you don't take that step, you'll never witness it. When you stop yourself from doing, from saying, from taking a chance, you're really preventing yourself from living at your natural state. Taking a chance is really an adventure, and an adventure isn't something that's really meant to discourage you, but it's really there to bring life to you. It's okay to dive just a little deeper. A lot of people spend a lot of times on things that really may have little to do with who they really are. Taking chances, realistic chances that make sense to you and to your heart's desires, doesn't just bring you closer to living your life, but it enables you to live the life that you love. And living your life from that place can take you places that your mind and your body alone could never. If you take a chance and it's not the outcome that you expected, You don't have to hang on to it or be stuck in it. You never have to hang into anything that doesn't bring you peace or happiness. Taking a chance will either bring something special into your life or bring something unexpected. And so I encourage you to take a chance. If there's something inside you that wants to do or experience something different, whether it's spiritually, whether it's physically, whether it's personally, romantically, socially, take a chance. You never want to be in a place where you're operating from a sense of thoughts, wonder, or regret. Because when you do, you're really depriving the world and yourself of the amazing experience, places, opportunities, gifts, and talent that really and truly awaits you. And so I encourage you to take a chance in any and every area that you feel needs to be fulfilled or is somewhat incomplete. And I hope you have a beautiful week ahead.